Hello everybody. Welcome to this beautiful session, something that we have both been waiting for the last 2.5 to 3 years. Because we've dreamt of doing this session, we've discussed how it would go. But that factor that what would be Arpita's rank was always a question mark. I love to tell you guys that she's been selected into the most prestigious college in the country and has received a rank of All India rank 6. Um, it's just immense pleasure for me to share that we've spent so many years together studying in college, doing all the different things, going on trips, and everything together. And today we stand here with very proud faces because this was something that happened along the way. But this session is to share the unfiltered ways of what happens behind the scenes, what one goes through while actually navigating this journey, what kind of guidance is needed, and any other thing that you would like to ask her. The questions would be open for all. My humble request to Arpita is you don't need to polish anything. You need to just imagine that it's the two of us talking and just share your real story because that's what needs to be shared. Arpita, could you unmute?
Yes. So, good morning. Uh, I just can't believe I'm doing this actually, because previously most of my Sundays were spent studying, and now like I haven't transitioned actually properly, like from that studying into now working, and I can't believe like I'm doing this at the moment, but it's great. It's surreal actually. My name is Arpita Banerjee, and I identify as Palak Bhandari and Harita Parthasarathy's best friend. Um, I have recently cleared the INI-CET November 2024 exams. She has already mentioned my rank. Um, Actually, you should understand that this was not a one day thing. Like एक बार एग्जाम लिया और ये रैंक आ गया है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. I have taken the exam 3 times. In November 2023, my rank was 63. Paper was very easy, and I felt like I will be like it was good. Paper was very easy. I thought, wow, money, I'll get through. I'm a general category, unreserved candidate. Okay, so my rank was 63. I did not get through. Uh, right around that time, I had taken the Odisha Dental PSC Public Service Commission exams. So the results for the same came out, and I got through, and I joined as a like a dental officer there, and I was happy for a while, but that also did not align with my long-term plans and my parents' plans as well. So I eventually left that, and I lost some months there because I was settling in a new job, new place, and all of that. Then I took the INI-CET May 2024 exams again. I had lost time in prep back then, and my rank was 200. I did not want to continue. I just did not want to continue. I like it's not great, it's not good being in that loop of taking exams all the time, right? I mean, it's the same thing, and you don't know if you're ever going to get through. Like that, when you're like on the other side, like now I'm on this side, so abhi I'm not thinking about it as much. But when I've thought about this moment so many times, like when you're taking those exams, it's just the same thing. Like you don't know if you'll like every time you take the exam, you don't know if the next time is going to be better or it can be worse as well, right? So that May 2024 was my point. Like I did not want to take the exam again. I wanted to, in fact, change streams, like go do something else and all of that. I was even looking into like other jobs and all of that. And there again, I spent some time doing that, like 2 months again went into that. Then August 2024, I focused again for INI-CET. I actually just was more focused on INI-CET because I went to Manipal which is a great college actually. Um, I did moderately well there. Then and then
Moderately well equals a few gold medals here, right? Here and there, that's all.
so
So
yeah,
yes,
I did a
um,
little.
no, I wouldn't agree to this. Arpita has been always one of the top rankers, at least in third year, final year. She was very, very focused. She was one of the reasons that we all studied well because, we would always see her. She would always help us out. So it was not something that was even the journey that she said. The journey started way, way before because she was very well prepared for a lot of subjects right in college, and then obviously her ambition just kept on increasing. She literally just told that, AIMS is the only thing I'm going to go, and I'm not going to compromise on the seat. I'm not going to compromise on the college, the branch, nothing. So I think the journey started way before she's describing, but I want to share the reality of what goes behind that one rank.
So Endo was my last posting in internship, and after I got over with the posting is when I realized that I wanted to do Endo, and somewhere I wanted AIMS Kalyani. Like I just wanted to be back home here. I wanted like whatever the rank, I wanted to choose this place. Like I wanted to be here. I wanted to come back home, and yeah, I just wanted Endo and nothing else. Aage piche, I did not want anything else. When I was filling out the counseling thing this year, I just put Endo, four seats of Endo, and that is all I put. I did not put any other options because I did not see myself doing anything else for the rest of my life. And
Yeah.
I'm also very weird, I guess. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are asking how to manage these kind of exams when you are in internship. Honestly, I have not figured it out, but I'll tell you some mistakes I have made. My friends, Palak and Harita, they are my two closest friends, and they would always like to everything that I said, they'd say that tu kar legi. Everything that I said, like they would say tu kar legi, and they believed in my dreams, my hopes, my ambitions more than I did, which is why I'm here, honestly, because you have to have that kind of support system. Um, then one day randomly I said I want all India rank 2 and I will go to some kind of aims and I'm going to be an endodontist. And they said, huh, like it's possible, like kuch bhi baat nahi hai, you will be able to do it. And but the thing is, I did not believe in myself enough, and I wasn't sure I wanted to do this. I thought I wanted to go into service, and like I'll go into service, I'll make my own money, and then later I'm going to figure out if I want this degree again, like I want to do this again or not. But like I told you, when that I left the job, when I was working at a CHC, and it did not. It was all right. It was good. It was very good. I loved it. I personally loved it. But my parents and the kind of life that they wanted for me, those things did not align. And for the long term, also, I did not see myself doing that. Like those things were there. That after that, when I left that job, is when I got really serious that I want an MDS degree in endodontics. उससे पहले तक I was thinking ये भी करते हैं, वो भी करते हैं, ये भी होगा, जो लगेगा लगेगा. Like I'll get either this, एक सीट इसमें either मिलेगा, नहीं तो उसमें अगर if I get a job, I'll get a job. So that was the mind in 20, like I graduated in February 2023. उसके बाद से November 2023 I cleared this Odisha Public Service Commission exam. तब तक ऐसे ही चल रहा था. Then again, when I left the job in February, is when I realized that no, I want to have an MDS degree in endo. There's only so many options in dentistry. There's not a lot of things going on in our country at the moment, like with respect to dentistry. And yeah, and this is it. And in internship, actually, it was very difficult. Like whether to focus on what kind of work I'm doing at the clinics in the college, or to do like to, because this kind of prep takes a lot of time. Like I was with a coaching institute that would provide notes, and uske upar bhi we had to make notes, like we had to add right, like they would teach, like they would have lectures, right? So you have to incorporate all of that in your own notes, you have to read that, then you have to solve the MCQs. That is very time consuming. Only around my last attempt is when I realized that retro reading is literally the key, but you have to have those notes in place. Like retro reading is okay, everybody will suggest that, but you have to have concrete material. Usse pehle ka stuff you will have to revert back to that. एंड सब कवर कर पाना इज डिफिकल्ट, बट जो भी रिवाइज कर सकते हैं वो उतना यू हैव टू कवर. लाइक यू हैव टू revise multiple times, and you have to have your own ways of remembering things. Everybody in the country is reading the same thing. Some people are studying way more than you. You are supposed putting in 10 hours is my limit. 10 hours is my limit in a day. I cannot study more than 10 hours. But some people at different places are studying more than that, 16 hours, 14 hours. Like the people are studying so much, which is great, which actually shows their tenacity. I don't have that tenacity, I accept that. But through this competitive exam, I realized that this exam is basically you are competing with your past self, who you were yesterday, how much you were able to do yesterday versus you today. You should same set of questions जो कल दिए थे जिसमें गलतियां हुई, अगर आज वो questions मुझे मिले, मुझे उसमें better करना है. उतना छोटा target रखना है. My friends Hari and Palak would always tell that बहुत दूर का नहीं सोचना है. I am the 5-year planning person. I obsessively plan, and then थोड़ा भी plan में अगर इधर उधर होता है तो I will panic very badly. And they are real people, they are realists, right? And so they will tell me कि इतना दूर नहीं देखना है, एक एक दिन का. That really helped me. When I took एक एक दिन का stuff one day at a time, it really helped me. It sounds very it sounds very small, like this is something probably you'll be hearing everywhere. Everybody will be telling you one day at a time, but you really realize, does your mind will wander into the future कि मुझे मिलेगा. And like something I used to always think, क्या मेरे जैसे लोगों के लिए बना है ये? Is it really made for people like me? Is it like someone such as myself? क्या मैं उन institute में belong करती हूँ? And just in March, we had this INI Dental Conclave, the first INI Dental Conclave hosted by my institute. I'm in AIMS Kalyani, by the way. So a lot of other people came who have done their undergraduation, post-graduation from Manipal. I connected with 6 to 7 people from ex-Manipal alumni who, like Manipal alumni who are now HODs at AIMS Nagpur, AIMS Bhopal, and such places. It was beautiful, and they told me that most definitely you belong in these places. Like you're here, and it was great. You have to. The view from this side is beautiful. Actually, there's stress and there's a lot of workload. I'm not going to lie about those things. It's very stressful. It is stressful. There's a lot of work. It's unmatched. But the view from this side, like if you can just forget about all that stress for a second, the view is great from here. And someone has asked which study material should we use apart from standard books. So my coaching institute provided notes. I was with ACE Achievers and I continued with them till the end. Okay. Initially, I was with another certain institute in internship. That did not work out very well for me, which is when I switched to ACE towards the end of internship. Then I did not really follow up. There was breaks in preparation, but ACE has worked out beautifully for me because just the kind of person I am and the way I study, it matched with them. They take subject wise tests on the weekends first. They will take suppose you have anatomical lectures will go on for 3 weeks. So 3 Sundays you will be taking anatomical subject wise test. Then next subject, and then so on and so forth. And there's a mix of subjects like 1 medical, 2 dental, ऐसे करके. So you will not be only doing medical, only doing dental subjects. ऐसा नहीं होगा. So you'll be able to revise. And towards the end, they will provide you with mock tests of like entire subject, then 3 to 4 subjects together. So it is very systematic, which is not the case with many other coaching institutes. They will just put in they just expose you to too many questions at once and they'll leave you to deal with it. which is difficult, honestly, because this is not like the university exams. This is not a pass and fail exam. There's an infinite number of questions that you can solve, but to remember everything that you have solved is difficult. At least you should know the concept behind the question so that you're able to take that concept to the exam and be able to answer the questions there. That. And for standard, that is the study material that I referred, and I also had notes of my own from internship that I keep going back. That is my Bible. That is my holy grail. Okay. I always keep going back. Whenever I have doubts, I keep going back to my own notes. Like if I have to ever revise before anything, any like thing, I will always go back to my own notes first and then those. And for retro reading, only I used standard books. For example, you have a question related to some kind of instruments in endo. Suppose a certain rotary file in endo, then you suppose you don't have it in your notes. You can go back to Cohen only for that part, or you can go back to like any other standard textbook only for that part, and then just read uska aage piche ka stuff you have to read. Like suppose some rotary file, then uska same generation के जो files है ना उसके बारे में you can read a little, diagrams you can check, so that picture based questions अगर आते हैं तो उसमें से you can refer. Those things you can do. How did previous year questions help me? So previous year questions are very important. I solved INI-CET के लिए 2014 onwards सारे papers I have solved, and NEET के लिए 2010 onwards सारे papers I had solved. Okay. Now, because I have taken the INI-CET exams 3 times, you're understanding I have revised everything so many times. My key in life is to revise everything thrice before I enter the examination hall. I am not a very, like my mind is not very sharp. I have to revise multiple times to be able to get there. I'm not talented, but I can work hard. Okay, like thoda hard work I can do, but talent I don't have so much. So thrice, if you revise like 3 to 4 times, if you're able to go through your INI-CET papers, it will be very useful. उसके अलावा मेडिकल साइड के पेपर्स दे यूज्ड टू गिव अस, लाइक एस पीपल यूज्ड टू गिव अस मेडिकल साइड के पेपर्स. उसमें वी यूज्ड टू सॉल्व लाइक से सपोज 100 to 150 questions that would be overlapping with us. Maybe some pharmacology questions, some microbiology questions, some anatomy questions also. Okay, these will be very helpful. You may or may not get the same questions in the paper, but this will broaden your horizon. You can you will be exposed to more topics. While you are going through these questions, you will be going back to those topics in your notes, so you are going to revise more, and that will help basically. And NEET के लिए actually Neeraj sir has this book of previous year solved questions of all AIPMT, like NEET questions के जो papers सारे solved हैं. That book is very amazing. That book has like the explanations that are given in the book, उस explanation से questions बन सकते हैं, या फिर उस explanation से तुम्हारे दूसरे questions के answers बन सकते हैं. ओके, सो वो एक्सप्लेनेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. वो बुक को भी 2 to 3 times सी. यू will not be revising the entire book in one go, right? You will be picking certain aspects of the book, certain papers. Suppose एक पेपर को 2 बार पढ़ लिया है ऑलरेडी, दूसरे पेपर को 2-3 बार पढ़ लिया है, ऐसे like you at the beginning, if I keep saying that you have to revise everything 3 to 4 times, it will feel a lot because the time is limited. It is very limited time. You have to, is beach mein you have to take care of yourself, because if you don't live, you cannot enjoy any of this. So just don't go into everything at once. Take it segment wise. Jaise bhi you can handle, take it segment wise and then revise. Acha, there are a few questions that I missed. One second. How many questions?
Let me take the honor to ask you.
Yes.
So, Arpita, let's get back to, one question that everybody goes back to. I think you might have mentioned this in so many of our calls, that how many seats are really there and how many people are you actually competing
You're going to be
with?
depressed, actually. You're going to be depressed. So,
yeah.
This is my dorm room, by the way. This is my dorm room. पीछे door है, ये है. This is my dorm room. Acha, so seats are very few. There are about 20 seats for general category candidates and little more for reserved category candidates. अब उन 20 seats में भी some people have choice कि उनको यही college चाहिए and some people have choice कि यही college में यही branch चाहिए. तो आई वॉज इन दैट यही कॉलेज में यही ब्रांच चाहिए कैटेगरी. तो जितनी बार वो रिजल्ट नहीं बन पाया है उतनी बार आई हैव बीन सो अपसेट बाय इट, लाइक. तो
Yeah.
सीट बहुत कम है. एंड देन सम पीपल विल टेल यू दैट द मे एग्जाम इज इजियर और नवंबर एग्जाम इज मोर डिफिकल्ट और नवंबर में ज्यादा सीट है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, कुछ सेट पैटर्न नहीं है. कभी भी डिफिकल्ट पेपर आ सकता है. यू हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड दैट इट इज गोइंग टू बी डिफिकल्ट. एंड एक और है लाइक सीट्स का भी इट इज नॉट फिक्स्ड कि मई में ज्यादा आएगा नवंबर में कम आएगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. वो उतना ही सीट होता है. लाइक फॉर एम्स कल्याणी फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर आर 2 seats in endo. Okay, 2 seats in endo that could be unreserved seats or that could be reserved. Like this year that was unreserved. Next year it can be reserved. Next year की seats नवंबर के एग्जाम के लिए आएंगे, मतलब इस साल के नवंबर के एग्जाम के लिए आएंगे. ओके, ऐसे होता है. डिफरेंट इंस्टीट्यूट्स में डिफरेंट होता है. लाइक देर आर डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ एम्स. जो एकदम पुराने एम्स है, देन देर आर 2012 एम्स, देन देर आर 2019 एम्स. डिफरेंट एम्स में डिफरेंट सीट्स, टोटल नंबर ऑफ सीट वेरी करता है. मेरा 2019 एम्स है. मेरे घर से 1 घंटा दूर है मेरा एम्स. आई कैन लिटरली गो एंड सी माई पेरेंट्स whenever I want. And like total I think medical dental सब कुछ मिला के total number of seats this year was 65 or 63 like that.
Right. So,
और हाँ,
we've always had these conversations where she's like, bus all India rank 2 chahiye. Like, there's nothing else that I can imagine. It's always 2 because she was very clear on the college, she was very clear on the branch, right? There was no ambiguity. So, having a conversation like that itself used to be very overwhelming, but not anymore.
I
Uh,
have been away from home for a very long time. Like I was on the West Coast and I'm from West Bengal. So my house is like my place is on the East Coast and it was very difficult like traveling all the time. It was also very expensive. I couldn't finance anything by myself because you cannot finance when you're in an undergraduate degree. I really wanted to come back home for whatever reason. Like I'm attached. I wanted to come back home and hence this.
That's great. If we could just break down, since you have given all exams, like you have given NEET and then you have given INI. So, how is the exam pattern different? How is the approach of study different? And what is the different kind of a mindset do you need for each of these exams? Like, what is different basically?
So I was biased towards INI-CET. I always felt like I have greater chances in INI-CET than in NEET. I don't know why. Like I cannot explain it. Probably because I really wanted it. I don't know. But let me tell you, when I took the November 2023 paper of INI-CET, that was the first time they made it a timed paper in INI-CET. That is, you will get 45 minutes for 50 questions. Okay, 45 minutes for 50 questions. Once you're done with that segment, you cannot go back to that segment ever again. So if you have made mistakes in it, whatever, for 45 minutes, you have to finish going through your 50 questions. This was it. And this has been the pattern since. But NEET के लिए, it used to be a full 3 hours paper. जिसमें first 100 questions are your basic sciences questions and then the remaining are your dental questions. The basic sciences questions are very tricky, I feel, in NEET. I don't know why, but I found those more tricky than compared to INI-CET. Also, the fact that INI-CET takes the exam twice a year really lifts, reduces some amount of burden because you know that in another 6 months you can take the exam again. But for NEET, when you imagine an entire year again going through this, that gets a little in your mind, like it's all here, but you will feel like that thoda sa. And now, like this year ke NEET mein, this 2025 ke NEET mein, they have introduced a time pattern for NEET as well, which I think I'm not sure how long it is, probably 45 minutes for 50, 60 questions, something like that.
Yeah.
So
Two parts,
even
part A
NEET
and
is,
part B. Yeah.
so that is also now even NEET has the time paper ka concept.
But what is it like? Is it that INI questions are more conceptual? Is it that you need to solve a very, or you need to study in a very different way for INI in comparison to NEET?
I personally did not study differently for any of the exams. दोनों exams के लिए I did the other exam के papers also and went, because the idea at the end of the day is to expose you to multiple questions.
Okay.
That can be from any paper. That can
Okay.
be anything. दोनों exam के लिए I prepared in the same way. Personally, I have not done anything different, but there are topics that will be more focused on INI-CET. For example, those behavior models, trans-theoretical model, health, behavior, like those behavior models and all, those are more prevalent questions for INI-CET, and those are not that focused in NEET. Similarly, there are certain topics that will, like forensic odontology and all, will not come for INI-CET as much. It will be there for NEET more. The topics here and there will vary thoda bahut. Otherwise, huge difference, I personally will not be able to say, because I prepared एक ही तरह से for both exams
Both
basically.
exams. Okay. Let's go subject wise. So if you had to
Yeah.
categorize subjects, so there are two kinds of subjects, right? One kind of subject which is difficult for you to study but may not have so much weightage. And the other kind which is difficult but is also having a lot of weightage. So that's how you will prioritize your studying. So if you could categorize subjects for us in a way that would help us decide what should I study first and what should I keep for later.
So डेंटल में पेरियो DADH कम्युनिटी इज ऑल्सो, कम्युनिटी में से बहुत क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं, ठीक है, बट कम्युनिटी ऑल्सो यू कैन गेट ओवर विथ, कंसेप्चुअल थिंकिंग की जरूरत नहीं है, यू कैन गेट ओवर विथ कम्युनिटी एक्चुअली. देन ये सारे सब्जेक्ट्स बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो सकते हैं. बाकी प्रोस्थो, एंडो, ऑर्थो भी टू सर्टेन एक्सटेंट हो सकता है, बट उसमें से भी वो अप्लायंसेस में से इफ यू कैन मैंने गिव मोर टाइम टू दैट इट विल बी ग्रेट. अदरवाइज प्रोस्थो एंड एंडो रिक्वायर्स टाइम. उसमें कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं उसमें से, एंड एवरी टाइम यू go for the exam, something new they will ask you. And दोज, उसके अलावा पीडो ऑल्सो यू कैन फिनिश अर्ली, बहुत बहुत ज्यादा नहीं करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए, यू कैन फिनिश, दोज आर इजियर सब्जेक्ट्स, या स्कोरिंग, यू कैन फिनिश इट ऑफ, यू विल बी डन. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, मेडिकल में एनाटॉमी यू हैव टू कंटिन्यूअसली कीप रिवाइजिंग, एनाटॉमी एंड फार्माकोलॉजी एवरी alternate day, keep revising till the end of your exams. That is how I have done for my BDS degree also, and for these exams also, that's how I have prepared for it. Pharma में Sparsh Gupta I solved actually. I tried to get through as much of Sparsh Gupta as I could. Otherwise, different मतलब any other separate anatomy के लिए 84. Otherwise, most of the subjects के लिए I was sticking to my institute का lectures and notes. Like microbiology, they taught very well. Like till now, I will be able to solve questions pertaining to microbiology very well. Physiology also, those subjects के लिए you have to give थोड़ा time, because now they are increasing the number of questions pertaining to those topics. If not direct questions, they will combine 3 subjects together and put one question for that. And also in INI-CET, the question ka length is increasing, so you will take more time to read those questions. Like mark the correct options, A, B, C, B, C, D. Those kind of questions will take longer to solve. So जो one line questions है वो जल्दी खत्म करके you should move on to the next question. Like it is time consuming basically.
Got it. And are the questions more clinical? Because this year we saw a trend that
The questions are a combination of multiple subjects more.
Okay.
Now, like previously, there used to be more direct questions. One subject per direct question. Now there is like a combination of questions. In even for medical, they will not put direct medical questions. They will combine it with some dental question, and then they'll give you a case question basically. And those questions take a lot of time to solve, because you have to read the entire thing and then mark. And just imagine, like if you are not able to omit one option, like suppose in those questions specifically where there is A, B, B, C, D, D, E, those questions, if you by mistake, if you cannot like say like remove one option and you mark just one option ke liye, you mark B, C, D, suppose, and the answer was B, C, D, E, you
My
know
God.
what will happen. So yeah, and there were incorrect questions also in my paper this year.
Okay.
Like incorrect in the sense that they asked for some scientist's name pertaining to something, and then all four scientists were contributing to that thing, like that particular.
Hmm.
That was, so you should attempt, like try, this is a high, like these kind of exams may you should attempt as much as you can. Close
Correct.
to for INI-CET, at least close to 190 is very good. Like you should go at least try to solve 190 questions and come. That is where you have to take your preparation, that you're able to solve. Like 50-50 जो questions लग रहे हैं कि 50 है, मतलब ये हो सकता है, ये हो सकता है, if you can eliminate the other two, वैसे questions you must answer and come. Because more often than not, जो भी accumulated knowledge है उससे you will be able to answer. जिसमें कुछ पता नहीं है, आगे पीछे का कुछ पता नहीं है, पहली बार देख रहे हैं, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को हाथ नहीं लगाना है.
Got it. So somebody is asking that, how did you start again after you got demoralized?
Okay.
After your last exam or a mock exam which didn't go according to your expectations. And mind you, Arpita is a personality who is very seriously giving all of these things, right? In the sense that she's not somebody who's giving a mock exam just for the sake of it. She thinks and gives. So this answer should be helpful.
None of my mock exams were good actually. I don't know why. I used to really like work through the week, but my mock exams were somehow not that good. Like my other co-PGs would tell you that they were 1 to 50 mein, unke coaching institute mein they used to come 1 to 50 mein. I was not that person. I was just not that person, which is why I will tell you something. Don't rely on those mock test ka rank and marks that you're getting out of it too much. How many correct, how many incorrect is, however, very important. And also, while solving that question, suppose you made one question was incorrect for you. While solving that question, were you confused between two options and you chose the incorrect one and the correct one was the other
One
option? Was it that? Analyzing the
is
mistakes
the
is more important than just looking at the rank and just, I used to be that person initially, but then when you take the exam so many times, I guess you just find out ways to console yourself.
correct.
But you have to console yourself. If you
Yes.
there are three non-negotiables while taking this exam. You have to be really sure that you want this, because once you are not able to get through, people will tell you to take the exam again, and you may be burnt out, and you may not want to take it again, but everybody else will tell you that no, you should take it again. So you have to be very sure that you really want this. You may have to take this exam multiple times, you may or may not. I pray all of you get in this year. Whichever time you're taking the exam, just get in, come visit me, I'll make friends. I want you guys to get in this year. But if by some bad luck you're not able to, then you may have to take this exam again. Are you willing to do that? Like, this is a commitment. You should know that you really want this. And secondly, you should find something that grounds you. Uh, at the end of your 10 hours of studying, 8 hours, 6 hours of studying, you're going to be very overwhelmed. पहले पहले it's not going to feel that bad. एक दो सब्जेक्ट में इतना बुरा नहीं लगता है. When you will be closer to the exam, you will be revising a lot of questions. So in my coaching institute, they used to say that you have to revise 500 questions a day. I could barely revise 200 questions. 500 to दूर की बात है, barely 200 say 250 I was able to revise. If I was very focused entire day, 10 की जगह 12 hours if I'll extend, then 250 questions. इससे ज़्यादा I will not be able to. Probably people are doing 500 questions. I'm slow. Like, people are different, right? You have to have that thing that you cannot compete with another person. Ka entire phenotype you cannot compete with. No, like they are different. You are different. So you have to find something that really floats your boat. That can be anything. Like some people would like to sing, dance, all of that. Personally, I like to watch a great sunset at 5 p.m. every day. That was what, like, that used to give me the sense that everything in life is fleeting, but that sunrise and sunset is permanent. This life has bigger, like there are bigger things in
That
life.
is why we
And
are
I also,
building attachments.
sorry.
I think it was a mistake. She just unmuted. Somebody just unmuted.
Okay. And I also cooked a little. I was very obsessed with making carbonara pasta last couple of days, and I perfected it. So that I'm obsessive, like either I'm obsessing over the exam and the syllabus and all of that, or I was cooking and watching a sunset. So there were only these two things. That is the second thing. And the third non-negotiable is you have to eat really well and sleep. Your, like, if you, the consolidation of your memory is not going to happen if you don't sleep. I'm not going to time it. Some people can function with 6 hours of sleep, but you cannot just function. You have, this is a marathon. This is not a, like, एक हफ्ते का एग्जाम नहीं है, यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम नहीं. यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम में जो भी किया है वो इस एग्जाम में नहीं करना है, बिल्कुल नहीं करना है, ठीक है. You cannot do that here. You will burn out, you will cry, and your parents, especially your parents, are not equipped to handle this kind of meltdown because they are seeing you as a professional. They are thinking you're a doctor, but you know you're a student at the moment. Okay, and they will not understand what you're going through. Some people might, but even then, they will not, they are not on this boat, like, they will not understand the kind of attention this situation demands, basically. So you have to eat well, sleep well, and really want this.
Yeah, 100% agreed because seeing her go through this was a very different thing back as a student. And then, a lot of times you will get tempted to do other things. Like there might be, for example, you
Easier,
want
there is money.
money.
There
Yeah.
is easier money in a lot of things, actually. If money is the point, if, and money is important, okay, like, I love money. Money is the point, honestly. If you can't pay your bills, you're never going to be happy. How are you going to, sunset se pet nahi badega na tab. So you'll have to make enough money to pay your bills, right? And that is why I said, like, the job was very good for me. I was very happy there. But I was not seeing anything beyond it. And people around me kept saying that you have potential, and I kept saying potential का क्या होगा अगर मैं ऑलरेडी खुश हो चुकी हूँ, इससे ज्यादा क्या ही खुश हो पाऊंगी. थोड़ी मैंने मेरे जैसे, and basically I did not believe that this is meant for people like me. I couldn't, like, I kept telling myself that it is not meant for people like me. So
So I would say the ups and downs would be there, but if you're somebody who really, really wants a name seat, there is always a way. Um, and she's proved it. And I'm sure, Arpita, if anybody has anything to take mentorship from you, you'll always be there for them.
yes,
Um,
absolutely.
so let's go back a little bit to the internship days that were really beautiful. I wish we could really go back to them. But if you had to
It
tell,
was not good for me. I was very stressed entire time. Like, you have to clear an exam, so
yeah,
you want to work very hard, and like, you find every day I used to find out ways to push my limit. And basically it was the first time that, like, for the first time when you're preparing for an exam, your preparation is going to be different, the struggle is different than when you're taking it for the second, third, fourth, fifth time. That is different because you already will have material consolidated from this. When you're starting fresh, it is different. And I was only thinking about how it was not good. Like, I thought I should go into service. By the end of my internship, I was convinced that I should go into service. That is where I belong. I This is not meant for me. And I most definitely wanted to, if I ever, like, in my mind, I knew that if I ever have to get an MBS degree, it should be from from an institute better than Manipal. It should top this. I should go forward. I hate going backward in life. I hate that. And that is okay. You can go backward in life. Like, it's not like that. it's not backward and forward. It's just that some things will work out at certain points in your life. There's a timing for everything, and we as mortal beings cannot see that most of the time, but there's a timing for everything. And my parents were very clear that they are not going to finance any bit of it ever again. So my parents have played a big role here. They have said no to me at the most incredible moments in my life. Like they have said just no. Like no is a no in my family. I cannot convince them for anything else. So in internship, again, like it was the same thing. I have cried so much in front of my friends Hari and Palak. Like I've cried so much that I wanted to study so badly, and then they said that they will not finance it. That was my limiting factor there, and that is when I realized that I have to either work, like go into service, then get an MDS seat, or I have to get a seat like of my choice in Endo at a government institute.
Oh, yes. I feel if you had to go back to your internship, and I'm sure that you've learned a lot over the last couple of years, what advice would you give to your younger self or to the people who are here in internship, trying to balance internship duties as well as studying for an exam?
So 6 hours of studying is every day is essential. You don't have to top that 6 hours. 6 hours is the limit. Every day you have to study 6 hours. Okay, that is the limit. You can make that 6 hours 2 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the evening, or whatever works out for you, you can do. But 6 hours of studying every day is very important. In those 6 hours, you have to go by, like suppose if you're enrolled with an institute, coaching institute, or even if you're not, you try to pick one, two subjects every day. It can be the same two subjects for 1 week, or like you can interchange weekly, or if you feel like you can interchange daily, and by Sunday you may have covered like 3 to 4 subjects that you can do. Initially it is going to be very slow. It is going to be very slow, like half the things you're going to be bored, it's going to be bad. Just getting into the grind is more important than actually studying. Getting into the habit of studying, you're not going to be like there's going to be nobody motivating you. Your friends, everybody's going to be doing different things in internship. Okay, and because it is internship and you will have some amount of stipend and money, you will want to relax a little. Final year का stress अभी गया है, थोड़ा unwind करते हैं. वो unwind करते करते साल निकल जाएगा. Unwind is for a few hours. You can unwind, you cannot unwind day after day. And do not procrastinate. Like you will get into the habit of procrastinating. That is very bad. So don't wait for motivation to kick in and then you study. Don't wait for easier posting aega tab padungi. That is also very bad. Very, very bad, that is. Because you have to, like I said, it's a marathon. So you have to consistently study. Entire year you have to keep studying 6 hours daily. I'm not going to say 10 hours per hour, all of that. That is not practically possible ever in internship. 6 hours bhi, you will be crying at the end of 6 hours ki ab jane do. But you have to study 6 hours. In your mind, you keep ki mujhe 6 घंटे पढ़ना है, कुछ भी करके, every day. You have to be disciplined. Motivation will not come. You have to be very disciplined. You have to understand that if you clear by the end of this year, you are done for good. No other entrance exam. That is a lie. Senior residency के लिए entrance exam होता है फिर से. So it's basically Stockholm syndrome for doctors. Like you just keep taking exams. Now I'm thinking about senior residency का exam. Anyway, but at least like ये जो मैसिव लेवल पे एक बड़ा कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम जो होता है, फॉर नाउ यू कैन चूज इफ यू वांट टू डू एन एसआरशिप एंड ऑल, राइट? बट फॉर दोज ऑफ यू हैव जॉइन्ड दिस सेशन, आई एम अज्यूमिंग ऑल ऑफ यू would have already decided that you want to have an MDS degree for yourself. So उस डिग्री के लिए यही लास्ट एग्जाम है, ठीक है? So if you are able to get through this year, you will be done for good. Okay, so just keep that in mind whenever you want to skip studying and go out with your friends and chill. You can chill, okay? You can keep time for that. You can have one and a half hours, but you have to balance, like the rest of the time you have to give to studying. And like I said, NAT and pharma, you can study every day. Keep that for every day. Or it could be any other two subjects that you feel are high yielding and require a lot of your energy. You have not probably studied those subjects very well in your PDS days, and now you want to focus on those subjects more because उससे ज़्यादा questions आ रहे हैं और तुमको solve करने में problem हो रहा है, तो वो दो subjects भी आप रख सकते हैं, ठीक है? फिजियो से कम क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, बायोकेम से और भी कम क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, बट अगर वो क्वेश्चंस राइट होते हैं ना, मतलब अगर करेक्ट होता है तो एकदम like there's no ऐसे, like suppose they're asking so many enzymes are responsible for converting this to this, so if you know the cycle you will be able to answer the question completely, right? So you don't have to stress too much on biochem, physio, ये वाले subjects. But physio में भी again there are parts like CVS, digestive system, जो endocrine digestive system से थोड़ा थोड़ा, endocrinology से थोड़ा थोड़ा, इससे questions बनते हैं, अच्छे questions आते हैं. तो topic wise instead of subject wise you can pick topics जो ज्यादा repeat हो रहे हैं, तो एंड उन टॉपिक्स को आप ज्यादा रिवाइज कर सकते हो, नहीं तो उन टॉपिक्स के लिए आप स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक में वापस जा सकते हो. आई वुड सजेस्ट कि जो क्वेश्चन नहीं बन रहे हैं सिर्फ उन्हीं के लिए स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स में जाओ, क्योंकि वंस यू ओपन द बुक इन नोट लाइक बहुत टाइम जाता है, ऐसे ही टाइम चला जाएगा. दैट इज वन थिंग. And your target is, if you're starting off very early, then your target should be to finish studying everything once within, say, suppose 6 months, 6 to 7 months. Then 7 months, yeah, 7 months you can keep as a target. 7 months के बाद 3 महीने के लिए you can revise. Second revision हो सकता है. Last के 2 महीने के लिए you can keep your third revision, जो एकदम finals के लिए सिर्फ पेपर का रिवीजन जो हम करते हैं ना, जस्ट द पेपर्स यू विल गो थ्रू, ओनली प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स एंड द मॉक टेस्ट दैट आर बीइंग टेकन फॉर यू, उनका रिवीजन होता है. उसके लिए द लास्ट 2 months यू कैन कीप, ऐसे यू कैन गो फॉर इट.
So we are in that phase of the last 1 week. What do you do in that last 1 week?
यू हैव टू बी वेरी काम, यू हैव टू स्टॉप थिंकिंग कि क्या हो सकता है क्या नहीं हो सकता है, एंड यू हैव टू स्टडी विगरसली एवरी डे. You have to study vigorously. The second you will close your book is the second all those thoughts will keep coming back. क्या होगा क्या होगा, अरे किसे पता है क्या होगा, वो तो लाइफ का भी कुछ गारंटी नहीं है. And you will get old anyway. Like you are going to be like, this year I'm going to be 27. I'm 26 now. This year I'll be 27 anyway. So might as well just study and be 27. At least I'll be able to tell myself that I have something, some knowledge I have earned out of it. तो इतना आगे पीछे का नहीं सोचना है, सिर्फ पढ़ना है उस 1 week में. दैट 1 week कैन बी one last mock exam your institute is going to take. Uska paper you can solve very nicely. You can actually divide the mock exam ka paper. Suppose there are 200 questions in that paper. 50 questions per day you revise. And say suppose 24 ke papers ko, you can pick one paper every day and you can revise those. Like NEET ka ek din, INI-CET ke 2 papers hai, wo ek din karke you can revise. Then after that your coaching may give you some additional material to revise from. Those additional materials should be done in that last 1 week and just keep revising them. You like if tomorrow is your paper, tonight till 7 to 8, depending on what time you will go to sleep, you should keep studying till that moment. Like till 1 hour before bedtime you should keep studying. Last 1 hour should be you going through some brain rot movie or brain rot reels and then just go to sleep.
Also, personally, like how many questions did you attempt in your paper and how many went wrong?
Okay, how many did I attempt? I will be able to tell you. How many went wrong, I cannot remember. Maybe 40, 35, 40 went wrong, somewhere around that. But I attempted around 192, I think, which is less this time. The first time I took the paper, no, it was so good. Like that paper was so easy. I attempted 195. I was so happy. So this what I'm trying to say is, if the paper is difficult, it is difficult for everyone.
And that was the year that was a difficult paper.
No, this year was the year that was more difficult than that year. That was the easier paper actually.
Okay. Guys, do you have any questions that you would like her to answer? Anything that you want her to share from her journey? Anything that's related to the exam subjects?
Someone has asked how many questions should we solve. That depends on you. Like I said, my coaching institute said 500 questions per day. That's a good target. Like if you can achieve it, that's like nothing like it. The more the better. But physically my limit was 200 to 250 questions. So I couldn't solve actually. Which book, ma'am? Neeraj sir has a book. Neeraj Vadhavan's past years question paper के दो books हैं, मतलब दो volume में आता है, वो book है. Would you recommend joining an offline online coaching institute during UG years? During UG years, are you in third year or final year and trying to prepare for this exam? If that is the situation, then you should go for online coaching, I think. Because even in internship, online coaching is better. Then you will not have to travel and do all that extra stuff. जिसमें time जाएगा. How did you plan your revision was like that, like I went with whatever the coaching was doing at the moment. So suppose if the coaching is taking mock exams now, then my target will be to revise, go paper wise, like past year papers पढ़ के I will go for the mock exam. Mock exam में से मेरा जो भी गलत हो रहा है, those questions को I will revise again in the next week, and then again so on and so forth ऐसे continue. How did I start again after getting demoralized? I did not really take this question. I was looking into other options actually. I'll be very honest. I was also cursing everybody around me for making me leave the job because I felt like that was more stable. And why did I leave? I had half a mind to leave. Like, why did I leave? I was also looking at other job situations, like all of those you'll have no income tax officer, things that are not even related to my field. But I was too far ahead into this already. Okay. I just couldn't let go of it. I was already too far into it. And I even when I for the last time when I started preparing, I did not have a plan. I did not have any other plan. कि इसके बाद what will I do? I did not think कि क्या करूंगी इसके बाद. Just autopilot पे I think I was. I went ahead with preparing again. I took the exam. अगर ये नहीं तो नीट सही ऐसे probably I would have thought. I don't remember exactly what I thought, but one day I started studying, like one ऐसे ही होता है मेरे साथ, like one day I started studying again, and first day I could sit for 4 hours, then 6 hours, then it, and उस time पे I was going to a clinic and I was assisting a maxillofacial surgeon there. That person really helped me look at the bigger picture. What, like the time, energy, money you're investing into this is not a waste. Mainstream media is going to convince you that this degree, like ये करने के बाद भी क्या, ये करने के बाद बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. ओके ये वो तो मतलब कहीं पे भी कुछ भी करके कुछ नहीं होगा फिर. Like there are always two sides to these kind of things. It's you will not know unless you have been through this, and there's no clear cut कि इससे पैसा मिलेगा और इससे पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. This much I can tell you that business skills that are required to run a clinic, that is not taught in our regular BDS degree. उसके लिए you will have to go through something else to be able to understand that. But yeah, and like I said, my parents said no a lot, so that I think helped me get back to the grind again.
Hi Sajit, you are asking if MediStudy Go books are enough for NEET. MediStudy Go books did not exist when Arpita was studying, but when I had started MediStudy Go, she was the person who was heading the mind map department. So all the NEET mind maps that have been made at MediStudy Go are actually created by Arpita while she was studying. It was not.
I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it because 1 week, 1 month, 2 months before the exam, you are going to be, your mind is going to be very in a chaos, honestly. You will not know kahan se kya kar sakte hain. If you have some time during the day where you just want to flip through whatever you have done ka synopsis, and you want to recapitulate very well, and you also want to retain information that is well organized, I highly recommend the mind maps. Like that is how we have studied together. Like the three of us have studied together for our exams, like in BDA, like in our undergraduate degree. And that is something I advocate even now when I'm preparing for my seminars or for my JC. That is how I like to study. So even now, like it's a habit, it's a way of life.
Yeah. And the fact that she has done it, I think we'll get an upgrade, Arpita, now that you've got a rank. Whatever missing points are there, I think it's time we upgraded. But yeah, those are huge. Arpita did not leave any point. She was like, this can become a question, or this is needed, or this is important for a picture-based question. So at that point, she's somebody who would add everything. I'm somebody who would concise things. But since it was a very small team at that
Exactly.
yeah, we are always the opposites. I'm always looking for the shortcut. She's always looking for the longest route, and then somewhere we'll come in middle. So I think now it's time that we upgrade it, and we'll update you guys once we've worked on it. Yeah. Any other questions? We'd be open to answer, um, and in any case, Arpita, we'll add you to the group. In any if anybody has personal doubts, stuff like that, it would be essential that they become your point of contact. So it really helps. I
Absolutely.
cannot emphasize on how much we understand um, help in these situations. Like it's something that we need. And because she has been through that, she'll be a better point of contact than I would ever be able to relate or understand. So I'm sure she'll make time for everybody here. Yeah. If you have more doubts, please go ahead. Or else we'd be done for this session.
Concluding.
Yeah. We'll have more. We'll definitely have more um of these motivating sessions. But Arpita, if you would like to end the session with uh, maybe
Yeah,
one.
I would like to tell you something.
Okay.
1 second. Hi, I'm planning to attend next year NEET. Can you tell me how to plan my study since I'm doing my PG now?
Huh?
PG now
PG now?
or UG? Priyadarshini, is that UG? PG. Okay.
You want to switch branches
Uh,
or a college? Is that
okay.
why
So
you
then
think that?
I think I know a few people. Okay. Okay.
Acha.
Right. I actually don't know how you will be able to balance the insane amount of work pressure in a postgraduate degree to be able to study and do this. But I see basic science के paper already काफी उसके अलावा वो है you can revise, like you can study and revise for your final university exam, like your postgraduate exam. After exam is done, you can go back to yes, your again need previous your papers and all of that. You will be better equipped to solve them that back like that time, and then you can take the exam. Like I that would be like rather than going through the papers now when you actually don't have I don't know how to find out time for that now. You can keep the papers for later and you can
She got cut off, guys. She'll just join. But if you guys have any more questions, Vishal, Arushi, um, Jia, Kirti.
net connection.
Yeah. I think the connection is bad, Arpita. Is it possible for you to
Okay,
repeat because it was
so we'll
constantly
continue.
breaking?
Oh, is it? Oh, so I said postgraduate exams, exam. You already taking the basic sciences. Am I?
Arpita, no, you're not audible well.
Is it better now?
It's better now, for sure. I'll also switch off my
No.
video. Now, speak something.
Is this better?
Yes, Arpita.
Okay. So I just said if we can finish purely bad internet connection, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah. Now I can see you properly. Say something.
Okay. So I said that we can finish the basic sciences ka papers and whatever subject your MDS like whatever your subject is that you can finish for your final exams like you're about to study for that. After your final exams get over, you can just go through the NEET MDS, like the exam papers once or twice, like just to revise, do the exam centric studying after the post graduation exams get over, basically. And for now, you can only finish your basic sciences and the basic whatever is required for, like whatever you can do now for your final exams, utna you prepare and keep, and rest you can do later. That is all I'm saying. Probably that is a way to go. I don't know. Probably if I get do that once, then I'll be able to tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Said. Thank you. I'm inspired by people uh, conducting this. Actually, I had no idea I could do anything unless, like, I don't know. I'm very grateful for my friends. I have two incredible friends, Harita and Palak. They are my ride or die for life.
And the difficult thing, I think, that I am, sharing openly here is that all three of us were doing different things, in internship. So till final year, you will see that everybody is in the same boat. You can study together, you can crib together. The person with you is understanding your pain. But when it comes to internship, you will not exactly see that. So Harita was preparing for her US exams. Arpita here is preparing for the Indian system. I had totally swayed out of studying, and I wanted to create this startup. So, three of us were in different boats, and none of us were able to really understand the other person's problem. So, in such a situation, finding people in the same boat, which could be through a platform like this, where you can connect with somebody who is giving that exam, try to find a study partner, would really change the way you are preparing, because having like-minded people with you really keeps you calm. And it's not about the topics or the exam or the marks. It's actually about how calm you can be through these months, how consistent you can be through these months. And that is something that would really help if you can find somebody in the same boat. I think, Arpita, you would agree to this.
Yes, absolutely. Even even people taking the same exam may not have the same goals,
Yeah,
targets as yourself.
yeah,
Especially when you're in internship, there are many people, like there are more number of people, right? You are around more number of people, so people, like everybody will want different things. People have different expectations from these exams, and you will have different expectations from these exams. Don't lose yourself or lose your expectations, your hopes, your aspirations just looking at other people because they want different things. In the
yeah.
end, it's going to be you. You are going to have that degree. You are going to have to pay for that degree, most definitely. And you have to bear the consequences of it, basically. And yesterday's, improbability is today's reality.
Yeah. Somebody is asking something questions related. Ma'am, any
Yeah.
important topics for oral surgery and ortho?
टॉपिक्स या
Yeah.
आई ऑर्थो में अप्लायंसेस एंड ऑल में से क्वेश्चंस बहुत आते हैं, ठीक है. पिक्चर बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बहुत आते हैं, एंड अदरवाइज ऑल्सो दोज थिंग्स आर देयर ना. वन कपल, टू कपल, देन डिटर्मिनेट, नॉन डिटर्मिनेट सिस्टम्स, वो सब. फिर ये वाले क्वेश्चंस बहुत आते हैं. लाइक देयर आर मल्टीपल एस्पेक्ट जहाँ से क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं. योर what do you call that, सेफ से बहुत क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. ओरल सर्जरी में ओरल सर्जरी में टीएमजे का, लाइक टीएमजे के चैप्टर से बहुत क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं आईएनआई गेट में. फ्रैक्चर से बहुत क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं आईएनआई गेट में. एनेस्थीसिया एलए से इतना नहीं बनता है. ये सब से काफी क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. Ma'am, which book is better for NEET MDS prep, Dentist or Neeraj Vadhavan? So, Dentist is good. I read Neeraj Vadhavan. I was with their coaching institute. I have only read Neeraj Vadhavan, but I have heard Dentist is a much better book than Dental Pulse. Answers are more reliable there. Between the two of these, like Dentist and Neeraj Vadhavan, I would always prefer Neeraj Vadhavan. It is well researched, well written answers. जहाँ से questions बन सकते हैं, answers बन सकते हैं. ठीक है. ये book in itself you should revise 3 to 4 times. It's a very good book. I totally recommend Neeraj Vadhavan. I'm in final year now, but I feel my first year subjects are weak. How to work on that? So once you're over first, you have 8 subjects in final year. You should get over with that. You should get over with your 8 subjects first. Only then you start thinking about how to go back to your first year subjects. So what you can do is in the first few months of internship itself, target your first year subjects. Like you can do NAT के साथ, like you can do the medical subjects alternatively, and you can do DADH के साथ. DADH is easy to pick up. Okay, कम questions आते हैं, scoring है, उसको पहले करके खत्म कर देना चाहिए. DADH के साथ you can pick a final year subject for revising like pedo, perio, ये वाले subjects उठा के you can finish. You can give say 2 to 3 weeks का time and you can finish ये 4-5 subject ऐसे कर. That can be a way to work on that.
Nikki, I would also suggest that do not deviate from the final year subjects now, because these eight
Exactly.
subjects are dentistry. It's equivalent to, it covers a lot of your dental subjects.
And
Don't
ultimately ये final year के subject से सबसे ज्यादा questions बनेंगे. ये
questions are.
DADH वगैरह से कम बनेंगे.
Huh.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah, that you can still cover in internship, but do not, deviate. Like if, I think one thing that you would have understood from the conversation is that you need to be very strategic in how you prepare for this exam, right? A lot of people will tell you a lot of different things, but you have to figure out what works for you, what is something, what kind of personality you are, which will align with the rank that you want. So don't listen to everybody who's saying everything, like final year mein first year ka pad lo, yeah, third year mein first year ka pad lo. It's not like you will remember it for 2.5 years later, right? So I feel you should put more time on like concepts and really understanding the subject from standard textbooks, but listen to what what you would perform well with. So try to understand that pattern first and then make a decision of what you want to study. Studying everything is not the way out for an exam like this.
Most definitely.
Yeah, do we have more questions? No, not really. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today on a Sunday. And I wish everybody all the best from both of us. And if you guys have anything, we are just a message away. I'm putting down my number here. Please don't message Arpita just like that. If you need her or if you need anything from her, I would be the mediator so that she knows that it's coming from the right source. We don't want anybody and everybody to message her. But yes, whenever she is available, she has a very hectic schedule, guys. I took like 3 weeks to convince her for this. So
I'm so
support
sorry. I
her.
was working every Sunday. I was working. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
no problem. But and now that we've had this session and you've actually understood what she went through, I feel like if you ever want to talk to her or if you ever want to just share a voice note with her or thank her for this session, I would allow her to be a part of our group. Please do that on the group so that she's not overwhelmed with the number of messages. And thank you so much, Arpita, for coming here. This was
Thank
our
you.
dream. Yeah. And
Thank you for having me.
and we finally did it. Oh, we have a question about the life names right now. Do you really want to speak about it?
It's good. It's great. It's everything I had asked for and more. It's stressful, but you have to go through this to come out on the other side again. Like it's a process. You have to go through this in order to be a more polished version of yourself. All this pain is going to give you something in the end, I hope.
What's the
Campus is
stipend,
beautiful.
Arpita? What's the stipend?
Stipend
We'll
is
start
good.
from what is the stipend?
Stipend is good. No, stipend is good. Like it's okay.
Okay.
Campus is very beautiful. Campus is great. Really pretty.
Yeah. Very excited to see you there soon.
Please, please come and visit. Please.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. If there's anything, reach out to us and we'll be there to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Let me know if you guys want any more real stories of any exam, of anything that you want us to share. I think, you know, we've been through different things, but I think uh, we have a little experience to share. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sajid. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Wait, there's more. But before we go further down the rabbit hole, subscribe to our channel.